Every week you clock in hours sitting at your desk. You pocket a six-figure salary and on paper, you've made it. But the second you clock out, you have this nagging feeling. You long for freedom, the desire to call the shots and escape that ball and chain that's tying you to your desk. But the thing you're wondering is, how do you cross the bridge from employee life to that of the world of entrepreneurship? What if I told you that there's a clear path to transition? One that you can truly own your time and still see those six figures, but on your own terms. If that's the life you're looking for, stay tuned to learn how. The first thing you gotta do is figure out the real reason why you want to make the switch. Because until you really know what the why is, you're not going to be able to follow the path to success. Now, is the reason because you're tired of clocking 40 hours a week, year after year, and it feels like a never-ending loop? Or is it because there's more to life than just following a script? Regardless of what it is, your conviction has to be resolute. Entrepreneurship is about crafting your own story where you're not just a character, but the author. All right, so let's talk now about the freedom equation. Now that you've made your conviction, now you know your reason why you are going to do this, right? You found your foundation. Here's the dream. You work fewer hours, but make even more than before. Now, you might be thinking right now, that sounds way too good to be true. And here's the thing. As an entrepreneur, you're working for your own time, not someone else. That doesn't mean you're not working a lot or that you're not working something that's hard, but you're working for your own self, not for somebody else. So all your effort goes into what you could be making instead of making someone else rich. You're focusing on your own financial freedom. The goal is to be able to make money work for you and set things up to cash flow without having to micromanage every single detail. You can decide the hours you work, and your income won't be directly tied to your time. You aren't tied down and locked in a cage or a cubicle. You can spread your wings. You enjoy the freedom because now you're able to chase after what your true goal is. Now let's talk about the entrepreneurial mindset. Now, before achieving the entrepreneurial dream, you have to first consider being an entrepreneur isn't just about knowledge or about swapping a job title. It's a complete mind shift. You will need to have resilience and discipline to put in the work and have the proper vision to seize opportunities, rather than just waiting for someone to give you it or to follow step-by-step instructions. If you can't commit to this mind shift, then just give up right now and don't waste your time, because this is not the path for you. And that's okay if it's not. So now here's the strategy that I use, going from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. It's called the boring business goldmine. So how can you make your money work for you? There's a lot of different ways, but here's the way that I focused on and the way that's worked for me. When most people think of being an entrepreneur, they imagine flashy startups, Facebook, Tesla, all these things, flexing money, trendy businesses, but not many consider the unsung heroes, the so-called boring businesses like HVAC, electrical companies, plumbers, all different types of essential businesses. They're stable, they're essential, and they're often ripe for the picking, especially since most of the owners are baby boomers that are retiring in the next decade. By purchasing one of these boring businesses, instead of starting your own, you're going to be able to work way less hours and watch your money work for you. Let me just give you a quick stat right now, just to understand the difference in terms of risk when it comes to buying an existing business and doing a startup. The average startup has a 92% fail rate in the first 5 years from starting up. Okay. Now reverse that when it comes to buying an existing business. If you buy an existing business that's older than 5 years old and has been profitable at least the last 3 years, your success rate is now over 93%. So it's a complete flip, right? Buy existing business where day one you're making money, or start a business from scratch, raise money for it, and then hope one day you're going to be profitable. You see the difference there? The big opportunity right now is that 75 million baby boomers who own 1/3 of all US businesses are retiring. They need to pass on these essential, boring businesses. And there are very few people out there that are looking to purchase them. And so by doing that, by going out and finding these businesses that have been around for 40 years, being able to purchase them using very little money down or zero of your own money, talk about it more in other videos, you're going to be able to see that this is the strategy in which to grow wealth that is specific right now to this generation at this time in history. Remember that restless feeling from the start, that desire that you had for more than a paycheck, more than just adding a couple zeros onto the end of it. Transitioning from employee to entrepreneur isn't just about changing job titles. It's about reshaping your mindset, which then reshapes your life. You're taking back control. You're making your own decisions and truly living on your own terms. Just because you're becoming an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're going to succeed. But what it does mean is that if you fail, it is on your own terms, not on someone else's. If you want to escape your 9 to 5 and the ball and chain locking you to your cubicle right now, take the advice from the above and regain control of your life. Now, if you're wondering about the specifics of acquiring boring businesses that cash flow over $100,000 a year in profit, check out this next video right here on the screen where I show you how to do so in under 6 months. And if you're really serious about this transition, I have an accelerated program that that walks you through every single step of the entire process. I have over 170 people currently in the program right now buying their first businesses and showing them how they can buy a 6-figure cash flowing business in the next 6 months. Click the link below in the description to find out more. See you all for the next one.